and I heard pop, 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 pop.
Now at 7, new details in a shooting that ended with police shooting and killing a man in the Pearl District. What police say was written on the bullets left behind by the man who police say was involved with a different shooting.
And we are learning more about a Gresham family detained by ICE while trying to take their child to the doctor. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz will join us live with what we know so far.
Plus, we take you live to Milan Cortina, where the Winter Olympics opening ceremony is set to get underway in just a few hours. What you can expect coming up at 7:15. Sunrise streaming live at 7 starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us live at 7 o'clock. I'm China Green.
And I'm Matthew Herchick. Happy Friday, everyone. We got a big day here, big weekend. Opening ceremony, we got Super Bowl, and we've got Rod Hill and Chris McGinnis standing by with a look at weather and traffic.
Big league.
If you do everything we want you to do this weekend, you will definitely be watching KGW almost nonstop. With the Olympics and the Super Bowl, right? Okay. And it's going to be a good weekend to do so because both days just look very rainy, and the rain arrives first thing tomorrow morning. So I don't see a lot of daytime dry time at all the next 2 days, so prepare yourself for that. Meanwhile, today, more of the same. The coast is clear right now. You folks may cloud up before the afternoon comes to a close, but clearly it's a beautiful morning, 47. There could be some more 60-degree temperatures at the coast today. And once again, in the valley, it's a mixed bag of chilly spots to spots that are in the 40s because of east winds coming out of the gorge. There's 34 out in the wine country from the Shalem Tasting Room out in Sherwood. Downtown Portland has been holding about 40. It's 37 out of PDX right now. Sunshine, 51 degrees at noon. I think today we get up to 57. Yesterday we set a record for the date when we hit 59. Here's Chris.
Unbelievably mild. All right, Rod, our drive this morning, generally in pretty good shape. Of course, Friday morning commutes, pardon me, have a tendency to start a little bit later. They're a little bit lighter, and this morning is true to form. Let's take you over to Sunnyside, I-205 over near Town Center, which is over on the left-hand side of your screen. That's southbound 205 out near Clackamas. We're zipping right along there. And for the most part, the drive-in from the west side or from the east side looks pretty good. Here's what it looks like up near the Interstate Bridge, SR14 and I-5. Getting a little bit busier, but so far, 10 minutes gets you in from Main Street down to the Fremont. China?
Thank you, Chris. Ahead of the Olympic opening ceremony and before the cauldron is lit, some of our local athletes are already entering into competition. No medal events yet, but things are about to get pretty serious.
Yeah, others at least got a look at their temporary homes. Corey Johnson in studio with us this morning with a look at the Oregon athletes that are going to be competing.
Yeah, good morning, Matthew, China. It's always great when you have local athletes competing. And so jumping into it, other athletes that we can expect to see right now, Fitzpatrick, let's see, moving back a little bit, qualifiers for big air snowboarding. Hood River's Sean Fitzsimons is making his second Olympic appearance. Now, the broadcast crew described the 25-year-old style as a wrecking ball in the best way. Now, Fitzsimons needed a massive score on his final run, but didn't have a clean landing and ended up placing 25th. Now, the top 12 advanced, so not quite enough for Fitzsimons. Only one American qualified for the finals. His Olympic dreams are not over yet, and he's set to compete in slopestyle on February 16th. Now, Portland native Jackie Wiles is also hoping to leave her mark as a four-time Olympian. She will race for the gold in downhill skiing on Sunday. And Alessandro Barbiera from Portland gave us a behind-the-scenes tour of where exactly the athletes are staying.
Just made it to the U.S. Olympic room. We got our opening ceremonies, some ACG stuff. We got the bed. Not cardboard. I know that Paris had some issues with that.
Definitely cool to see a behind the scenes look. Now, Barbiera is set to compete in the snowboarding halfpipe. Qualifiers for that start on February 11th. And we're also going to be keeping a close eye out for freestyle skier Hunter Hess from Bend later on in the games too. China.
Corey, thank you. And by the way, this Olympics, we want to celebrate your favorite local coach. Head to kgw.com/thankyoucoach to share your story and nominate a leader who makes a difference. Look for your nominees to be celebrated on air starting next week right here on Sunrise. And our Olympic coverage will continue all throughout Sunrise. Coming up in about 10 minutes, we're taking live to Milan, where our Olympics reporter will join us with more on what you can expect in today's opening ceremony.
And I heard pop, 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 pop.
In other local headlines this morning, Portland police say a man is dead after being shot by officers in a Pearl District apartment building. Investigators say he had earlier left behind a loaded shotgun at a nearby Safeway containing shells with written threats that mention President Trump. Authorities say the man had allegedly tried to shoot a security guard at the Safeway over the weekend, but the gun misfired. Police later traced him to his apartment near Northwest 14th and Raleigh yesterday morning. After evacuating the floor and deploying gas, officers say the man came into the hallway, pointed a gun, prompting two officers to open fire.
I was on the floor directly below. About a little after 5 a.m., I heard a very loud bang. I'm 9 stories up in the Pearl. You know, it's a good neighborhood. This kind of stuff usually never happens whatsoever.
Both officers are now on administrative leave, and police have not yet released the man's name.
Developing this morning, we're learning more about a Gresham family detained by ICE while trying to take their 7-year-old daughter to the doctor.
3 weeks after being detained, they're now being held in a Texas detention center. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us now. Thomas, what are friends of the family telling us about this?
Yeah, guys, a friend tells us that the family, including a 7-year-old daughter, is barely eating. She says they're scared and confused because they thought that they had entered the United States legally. Federal agents picked up the Gresham family, Dariana Lices Gonzalez de Crespo, Yohendry de Jesus Crespo, and their 7-year-old daughter on January 16th outside Adventist Health in Southeast Portland. That's where the 7-year-old was looking to see a doctor for a severe nosebleed. The family friend, Ana Lenadas Mendoza, says conditions at the Texas detention facility have been difficult. 2 measles cases have been reported there. She says the family's health right now is poor, especially the little girl who can barely eat or sleep.
Por ejemplo, la niña está un poco débil porque no come. Fue lo que me dijo ella el domingo, la niña no come.
Mendoza says the Crespo Gonzalez family came to the U.S. from Venezuela seeking asylum from political violence. She says they believe they were here legally, pending a court date for their asylum claim. Though in a statement, the Department of Homeland Security says, quote, these parents illegally entered the U.S. with their daughter in 2024 through the disastrous CBP One app and were released into the country by the Biden administration. Any application for asylum does not preclude immigration enforcement. Still, Oregon Congresswoman Maxine Dexter has said that this family does have an active asylum case and an active court date. She also said she tried to visit them at the Texas facility yesterday but was barred. Dexter says she will try again today. Matthew, China.
Thank you, Thomas. After more than 6 decades, the owners of the Lloyd Center Mall confirmed that it will close for good. Developers laid out this master plan for the site. They want to redevelop the space into a new neighborhood with rooms for shops, homes, and green spaces. Opened in 1960, the mall was one of the largest in the country and home to the first mall skating rink in the U.S. Though with online shopping growing, Lloyd Center eventually became largely vacant. The mall's owners have not yet set an exact closure date, only saying that it's going to be by the end of the year.
Now to other local headlines. The Burnside Bridge has opened back up after shutting down during evening rush hour yesterday. Multnomah County said there was a mechanical issue after the bridge finished a lift. After a temporary fix, the bridge reopened to traffic around 7:30 last night, though at last check, river traffic remained closed as crews continued to work on repairs. And we are taking a live look at Pioneer Courthouse Square, which is gearing up for the Winter Light Festival. The festival starts tonight, and best of all, it's free. We will have more information about all of the attractions coming up at 7:30.
So if people are heading out to the lights today, it's a good day to do that, right?
Yes. All dry today, in fact, sunny. And then we'll be all dry this evening with cloudiness increasing across the area, but pretty comfortable weather as well. Today is the finale of this run of sunny, kind of crazy, mild, and yes, record warmth that we've been on. So we've got 30s out the door this morning, 40s if you're in the wind a bit out on the east side, 49 and 11, 57 I think the high, and then 54 still at 5 p.m. Lots of sunshine. Winds are still blowing currently, and this will continue today, east to 30 miles per hour in close proximity to the gorge itself. Now, the exception to the sun will continue to be Hood River, the Dalles, down into Redmond, out toward Pendleton, this low cloud lockdown. You folks are at 42 right now. Your high yesterday was 48. Maybe you get that warm again today, maybe you don't. Here's a look at where it will be a sunny one. This is the Vancouver, the Springs of the Waterfront camera. Could still see some fog develop here, but so far obviously not seeing any fog. Temperatures down to 31 degrees. A lot of the freezing areas when you get down to Salem and southward are reporting fog, but not much here in the main metro. Hillsboro, a freezing spot. Up in Scappoose, the same. Oregon City, good morning, 34. Salem has fog and also fog down into Albany, Corvallis, and down into Eugene this morning. Had that yesterday. It cleared out nicely. This afternoon, 50s to about 60 at the coast. Same thing up and down I-5, 57 in Bend. Now, we had highs only in the 40s from Redmond northward yesterday in Central Oregon because of low clouds. It'll be sunny and 55 out in John Day. So enjoy today, 57. The weekend is wet. The rain arrives tomorrow morning. We'll see periods of steady rain both days, Saturday and Sunday. All that breaks into scattered showers for your Monday. Check conditions if you're traveling up to the high country on Sunday. That's when snow levels could get down close to past level. Here's Chris.
Rod, we pick it up with a traffic alert on the west side, Highway 26 westbound. The Sunset out near Murray Boulevard. We'll zoom in on the traffic map here. There's a couple of cars tangled up in what appears to be a fender bender here. A westbound right lane there, and you can see the traffic westbound between Cedar Hills and Murray Boulevard starting to slow a little bit around that. So be on the lookout for that. Also, in Hillsboro, it's just getting word of a possible injury crash on Northeast Huffman. It's just west of Brookwood Parkway, so not far from the Hillsboro Airport. The freeway drive, again, outside of that issue, westbound out near Murray Boulevard on Highway 26, we're not in too bad a shape. There's the Banfield out near the Hollywood District, still zipping along just fine there. I-5 south of town near the 217 interchange, that looks good as well. And the drive times reflect a typical Friday morning commute, which China, as you know, starts a little bit lighter, gets a little bit later before things really get cranking. So we're in pretty good shape out there.
Thank you, Chris. Still to come on Sunrise, we are live from Milan, where the opening ceremony for the 2026 Winter Olympics is in just a few hours. What you can expect from the opening ceremony coming up in 2 minutes when Sunrise streaming live at 7 continues.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus.
We are taking a live look at Cortina, which is one of the host cities for the 2026 Winter Olympics. And even though competition has officially started, this morning all eyes are on opening ceremony, which kicks off in just a few hours.
That's right. Anne-Marie Tiernan from WTHR, our station in Indianapolis, is live in Milan. Anne-Marie, how will the organizing committee handle the opening ceremony with two cities officially hosting these games?
Well, they've got the police and they've got the Italian army that are working on security in both locations. They're also leaning into AI to check for suspicious packages, unexpected crowd movements or unexpected crowd gatherings. Also, the gates just opened 15 minutes ago for San Siro Stadium here in Milano, which will be the largest gathering for that opening ceremony. Also below, right behind me, is the Duomo and a very busy plaza, but right now there's not a person there. And the metro is not working. We're told that to be taking cars like an Uber or something like that, there's restrictions on that now as we're getting closer to this window of this opening ceremony and a gathering of 80,000 people to watch this global event. So the theme is harmony, and they're going to be stitching together a parade of nations from all these different sites, and it's all going to come together in the broadcast. You're going to be watching Team USA walking in red, white, and blue, very patriotic gear that was put together for them by Ralph Lauren. This is what the hat looks like that they have provided for the athletes to wear at that opening ceremony. And this hat, if you think, oh, that's cute, I want a little memento, it's $328 and it's sold out. So no go on that. But then there's this sweater, and this sweater, which is super heavy, I want to show you. This is the back, USA on the back, so they see you going and coming. Here they got the rings and the flag on the front. So very patriotic. And actually, this is what the Team USA athletes are going to be wearing for opening and closing. They're changing out the coats. So the difference is that there's 232 athletes on Team USA, and they're going to be at all these different sites. So that Parade of Nations is going to look a little different. We're not going to have all of Team USA together. They're going to be spread out. There's going to be 2 flag bearers. They're going to be wearing the navy blue coats. There are 92 nations that are participating tonight. Team USA is marching 90th. So if you don't get the very beginning, you're not going to miss the American contingent because they're right near the end. The last will be Italy, which is the host country, as is tradition. Leading the Parade of Nations tonight is going to be Greece, as is tradition. And then they follow alphabetically according to the Greek alphabet, the rest of the nations, and that's the order that they're marching in. If you're just curious, what's number 2? We looked it up. It's Albania. So there's this tradition that is woven into the ceremony tonight, and a lot of things will have meetings. So I think it's really interesting to listen to the NBC broadcasters to kind of interpret the signals and the symbols and everything, all the symbolism that will be wrapped into this ceremony. They know the world is watching, and they do not want to disappoint.
What a sweet gig. Anne-Marie Tiernan reporting live for us from Milan. Thank you.
She could send back some of those sweatshirts here to Portland.
Yeah,
we all kind of like
nice.
those. Of course, we're counting down to the Olympics opening ceremony, which is just under 4 hours away, if I do my math correctly. You can watch that live here on KGW at 11 a.m. Pacific time. You can also catch a replay in prime time.
I forgot my wife's having folks over at our house today at 11 for the opening ceremony
party. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she texted me, I'm in the shower, and I'm like, why are you up so early? And I was, oh yeah, she's got people coming
Our
over.
invites must have gotten lost in the mail.
Yeah, I'll check the mail again when I get home.
Yeah.
It's a very limited group of people. Here's a look at Here's a look at our Mount Hood camera this morning. Beautiful sunshine. A reminder, if you're going up there, don't overdress. It is not cold. 46 degrees. They still are reporting a base of 34 inches. Snow levels will be near 6,000 feet tomorrow, then closer to pass level, but maybe above government camp. That's going to be kind of right there at Sunday's forecast. So check conditions Sunday if you're traveling over the passes. You might find some snowy conditions at times. All right, well, the big story is this is it, the finale of really sunny, warm weather on this run that we've had. Here's the rain coming in first thing tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. And again, once this starts, it's a rainy afternoon. There's 2 fronts, one weak one tomorrow, then a second one on Sunday. So in between, it makes sense that Saturday evening overnight, it's kind of scattered, and here's Sunday, another wave of rain. So much of the daytime hours tomorrow, once the rain starts, will be a steady rain. Much of the daytime hours Sunday will also be a steady rain, and this is widespread moisture, so your weekend just looks wet. It really does. Here are scattered showers Sunday evening at 10 p.m. and some heavier rain pockets as we kind of destabilize thanks to colder air coming in behind that second front that will take snow levels down Monday morning to 3,000 feet. So it's at least possible there's enough snow Sunday evening, overnight into Monday morning of scattered snow shower activity, sticking a pass level, that could be an issue for your travel Monday morning. Again, check conditions before traveling. Pretty wet overall. Weather models still show over an inch up and down I-5 and over an inch of rain coming at the coast. And you saw the widespread amounts across our state. Here is the sunny morning taking place in the seaside. Boy, that's the calmest the surface come in all week. That's really laying down 42 degrees out there right now. Had some fog and still a little bit of fog, but visibility for the time being has improved in front of our state capitol. One of the colder spots this morning, folks in Marion County waking up to 30 degrees. There are freezing spots out in Washington County, Yamhill, and up into Clark as well. 37 at PDX, 42 out in the Dalles where it is overcast. That continues today. 20s in Bend, Burns, and Baker City. Valley forecast numbers. Could be a 60-degree spot. Most of us did not hit 60 yesterday. Portland hit 59, which became a record for the date, actually. Folks in McMinnville hit 61 yesterday. Southwest Washington, the show's upper 50s, and here's the 7-day. So today's sun and 57, the rainy weekend, the scattered showers to start next week. Bit of a more normal temperature pattern. Normal now is so-called 30-year average, 50 degrees each day for the Rose City. Here's Chris.
Rod, thanks for that. We got another wrench and screwdriver. Maybe we need a pair of pliers too. That's what that icon is right down there at the lower right-hand part of your screen. Disabled vehicle right now westbound on the Sunset out near Murray Boulevard has the westbound right lane blocked, and so traffic is starting to back up a little bit around this. I can show you. This is probably a better appreciation of the backup right now. This is near Cedar Hills. So westbound Highway 26 getting a little busy getting around this. Outside of that, our freeway drive is in really good shape. We'll take you up to Clark County, I-5 at SR 14. Traffic still zipping along just fine there. And your drive times reflect that. Only 9 minutes to get you in from Main Street to the Fremont Bridge. That is a speed limit clip. So far, Matthew and China, no major trouble out there just yet.
Chris, thank you.
Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you.
More pleas from the family of Savannah Guthrie as the search for her mother continues into its 6th day. Coming up in 2 minutes, we have a closer look at the current timeline of events. Sunrise continues right after this.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We are officially 6 days into the search for Nancy Guthrie's mother, the Today Show host of Savannah Guthrie. Investigators still don't appear to have any suspects in her apparent abduction.
We're also learning more about the timeline in her late night disappearance. Reed Binion reports.
A $50,000 reward for information leading to the recovery of Nancy Guthrie.
The FBI on Thursday announcing a reward in the case of Today's Show host Savannah Guthrie's 84-year-old mother, missing since Sunday. Investigators revealing blood found on Nancy Guthrie's porch was hers.
The blood on the porch, that was one we did. It came back to Nancy.
Authorities also said a front door camera that is missing from the scene detected motion at around 2 a.m. Sunday. That detail, part of the timeline of Guthrie's disappearance, authorities presented. It showed, among other details, that hours after her family dropped her off at home Saturday evening, her doorbell camera disconnected at 1:47 a.m. Sunday. There is no doorbell camera video available, but the system software detected a, quote, person on camera at 2:12 a.m.
Could it have been those other cameras that said person detected?
Sometimes those cameras pick up something and identify it as a person. We don't know how that physically works. What if you get a critter up, walk up to your door?
The timeline shows just minutes later, Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker app lost connection with her phone. Also Thursday, Guthrie's family released another video pleading for her safe return.
This is Cameron Guthrie. I'm speaking for the Guthrie family. Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you. We need a way to communicate with you.
I'm Maribel Gonzalez reporting.
Coming up in our next half hour, President Trump launching a platform aiming to cut prescription drug prices. Plus,
the Winter Lights Festival is in full swing beginning tonight here in Portland with exhibits like this one down here downtown. We'll tell you everything that's coming up.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
you'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+. On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW+. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW+. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We are coming up on 7:29 on your Friday morning commute. We pick it up with some trouble on the west side, westbound Sunset, out near the Murray Boulevard exit ramp. You can see police and ODOT with a disabled vehicle there. So there is one lane blocked in that westbound commute. This probably gives you a better feel for the slowing right now from Cedar Hills Boulevard out towards Murray. So give yourself a few extra minutes to get around that. Outside of that issue, really, we're off to a pretty good start. No other major trouble in the freeways. Rod?
All right, Chris, thank you for that. We have flat seas coming in the seaside. This is the finale of these sunny, warm days. The beach potentially gets back up to 60 in spots today. You see it's kind of partly cloudy in Lincoln City, and you will, we think, cloud over later this afternoon. So the warming temperatures kind of depends on that. But lots of sun throughout the day here in Portland. 37 currently. Will be 51 at noon. I've got us up to 57 for a high. It'll stay all dry for you this evening. And then you wake up tomorrow morning, there will be rain in the area. And basically look for periods of steady rain both tomorrow and on Sunday. Scattered showers as we roll into the first part of next week.
Good morning. We are taking a live look at the coast courtesy of the Chinook Winds Casino Resort out in Lincoln City. Beautiful sunrise out there. Can see some colors. Not used to that. On February 6th. Usually it's cloudy and you can't see much, but here we are.
A little cotton candy there in the sky.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You like this dry weather. Enjoy it while you've got it for one more day.
Yeah, this is it. Raining most of the weekend, simply put. Haven't had that, as you know, in quite a while. We're both weekend days are seeing rain. Here's our Salem sky camera. We've had some light frost in parts of Marion County, a little bit of white maybe on the grass in front of the Capitol. It's 30 degrees outside. Had some fog. You can see some low clouds hovering, but visibility pretty clear right now, as you can also see. Here's the way it looks across the Willamette at downtown Portland. Sun is now rising. We're at 37 degrees out at PDX, 51 degrees at noon. Yesterday we made it to 59, which by 1 degree set a new record for the date. I've got us up to 57 today. Should be nice going into the evening as well. Here's Chris.
Rod, thanks for that. We pick it up on the Sunset westbound between Cedar Hills Boulevard and Murray. We've got some thick traffic here. So what's going on? It looks like there's a disabled vehicle approaching the Murray Boulevard exit ramp. You can see it right there. It's over on the shoulder. So we've got all 3 lanes back open, but there's always a residual delay, right? And this is what it looks like from about a mile away. So westbound Highway 26 puttering along a little bit as you get out towards Murray. Outside of that, the rest of the freeway drive is in pretty good shape. The eastbound commute 16 minutes from Hillsborough, I-5 through North Portland and out of Clark County. That looks pretty good as well. So, so far, mostly so good. China, Matthew?
Thank you, Chris. Crime Stoppers of Oregon is offering a $2,500 reward for information leading to an arrest in the death of 20-year-old Taylor Ritter.
Last November, Ritter was found shot to death in a parking lot off Southwest 3rd and Taylor in downtown Portland. There are a lot of bars and restaurants in the area, and investigators think someone might have information about the shooting or the people involved. If you know anything, contact Crime Stoppers or Portland Police.
Up to 3 people are without a home this morning after an apartment fire in southeast Portland. This happened before 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon on Southeast 92nd Avenue. Portland Fire and Rescue says that the fire was located near the back of a large apartment complex. An apartment on the 2nd floor had heavy fire damage on the balcony and inside the apartment. No one was injured. Investigators are trying to figure out what started that fire.
In an update, Tillamook schools will reopen today after social media threats forced the schools to close down yesterday. We've learned it was all a hoax and no one was in danger.
So investigators say that the threat was made by a pair of elementary students who made phone calls from blocked numbers. The kids told people to not go to school because something bad was going to happen. But again, that was just a hoax, and the school is back open today.
Meanwhile, an independent Lake Oswego theater says Amazon canceled its Melania screenings over a sarcastic marquee sign.
Theater representatives say that higher-ups at Amazon objected to how its marquee marketed the documentary and ended the film's run early. Sunrise reporter Corey Johnson joins us in the newsroom with the details on what happened here. Corey?
Yeah, Matthew, China, the theater posted on social media on Monday that it received a call saying higher-ups at Amazon were pulling its rights to show the film. Some members of the community say the marquee at Lake Theater and Cafe often includes clips. The theater was told Sunday would be the movie's last day to show, and in a statement, the theater's owner said he does not view the theater's film programming as political and tries to choose films the community wants to see. He said Lake Oswego is diverse and serving the collective best serves the business. Now, KGW spoke with those who live in that area, and there were mixed reactions to the news.
They said something about like know your enemy, come see the movie or something like that.
What he wrote was completely inappropriate.
There's a lot of controversy around the subject matter.
Now, the 104-minute documentary was co-produced by Amazon MGM Studios and gives a behind-the-scenes look at the 20 days of Melania Trump's life leading up to President Donald Trump's second inauguration on January 20th, 2025. China?
Corey, thank you. A new Oregon Supreme Court ruling could have sweeping impacts on court cases across the state.
The ruling means any case without a defense attorney could be dismissed within just a few months. The Oregon Supreme Court says trial courts must dismiss cases where there's no defense attorney available after 2 to 3 months of waiting. The ruling lists 60 days as the limit for misdemeanor cases and 90 days for felony cases. Judges ruled that waiting any longer for legal representation is a constitutional violation, undermining the fairness of the legal system. Prosecutors would still be allowed to refile the case at a later time. Now, Attorney General Dan Rayfield shared a statement saying in part, quote, "The legislature stepped up with historic investments and Oregonians deserve solutions. Instead, too many are being left without legal representation. Some sitting in jail, others stuck in limbo outside of custody, unable to move their cases forward. That is not acceptable for public safety."
Beginning tonight, downtown Portland will start to shine as the Winter Lights Festival kicks off.
Artists will showcase their free exhibits at places like Pioneer Courthouse Square, Directors Park, and the World Trade Center, and that's where we find our Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz. All right, what are you going to show off this time, Thomas?
Guys, this is one of the coolest ones that's down here, one of the best ones we've seen this morning. I'm joined by Robin here. He flew all the way from Berlin to be here, and he's got this exhibit here. It's one of the biggest we've seen. Robin, I know there's a scientific component to it. I want you to explain that while I just kind of get this light show going here. That's pretty cool.
All right, yeah, so this is Quantum Jungle. It's my interactive light installation made out of like 1,500 metal springs, a bit like doorstep springs, you know?
Sure.
But the idea is also that it has like this scientific component where I collaborated with a university in Finland to get like a quantum physics simulation going. It's not really explained here at the Winter Light Festival, but it has something to do with Schrödinger's cat and, you know, like uncertainty. But I try to make it as pretty and fun and playful as possible so that at the same time, even if you don't know what's happening exactly, you kind of have a good time exploring this.
And this is a huge exhibit here. I mean, you said this is the 14th iteration of this board. What is the process when you're building something like this?
Right, yeah, it's like, I guess getting kids on it and testing it, you know immediately if it's gonna break, and it does break. You know, the first 10 times it falls apart immediately. So I spent a lot of time getting really robust, getting like custom springs made for me. I had it at like a few museums where I tested it through and through. So now you can kind of really go to town, you know, and the kids will do it, and it's gonna be fun, and hopefully.
I gotta give it another go here. That's great.
No breaks, yeah. So
no
that's
breaks. You mentioned as well, you know, you're from Berlin. You flew here. You're here for 2 weeks for the Winter Lights Festival.
That's right.
Why did you want to be a part of this year?
So actually, they reached out to me. They found me on Instagram and said, "Oh, this is so cool. We need to have it here." And I jumped on the opportunity because like I've never been in Portland before.
Sure.
I have some good friends here, so it was nice. It's like, oh yeah, I make it a holiday and I get to work on and show my cool art at the same time. And I've only been here 4 days, but I'm loving it so far.
And here's the thing, Robin, again, first time here, doesn't really know what to expect as far as the Winter Lights Festival goes, but of course bringing an incredible exhibit with him. One of the biggest, again, here down at the World Trade Center. But guys, as you know very well, Matthew and Robin, you will soon find out, this is one of the biggest events in Portland, especially at this time of year, with thousands of people going to be down here starting tonight, and it goes all the way until Valentine's Day, so plenty of time to check out exhibits like Robin's here all the way from Germany, guys.
Thomas, I'm curious from Robin's perspective, like what Portland is like compared to Berlin.
That's true. Robin, they got a question for you. So they want to know, as a Berlin resident, Berlinite, is that right? Sure, maybe?
So, yeah, it works.
What do you think about Portland so far? Berlinian.
Oh, I love it. I mean, it's cleaner than Berlin.
Okay.
Berlin's quite rough, lots of graffiti around, but here it's been super nice. I love the nature. I've been yesterday at the Hoyt Arboretum. So cool. I love the trees. I love the nature around here. But the people have been so friendly as well. I've been taken off guard, like all the coffee shops, all the like, weird little things here. Amazing.
And here's the thing. Robin's been getting into the Portland experience a little bit. He was telling us a few minutes ago, he got on a bike, explored downtown a little bit, gonna do a little bit more of that. He's here for 2 more weeks, so if you see him around town, you see him here at the World Trade Center, make sure to stop by, say hi, and check out this board, guys, because you're not gonna wanna miss it.
It does look fun.
Thomas, thank you. I love that they had that display because I just want to touch all of it.
I know.
He's a perfect visitor. He's been on a bike. He loves the trees. He loves all the coffee shops. weird little things, I think he said, is his direct quote. So he's the perfect person to visit our city, right? All right, we have another beautiful day. This is the finale, so take advantage. Generally in the 30s out the door. Some of you a lot of you on the east side are in the 40s, but I've got Portland getting up 57 to 2 o'clock. Enjoy the sun. Now rising. Sunrise is back at 7:25. Still dealing with east winds 15 to 30 out near the gorge. And there is the rising sun from the Wells Fargo building. Temperature out at the airport is 37 degrees. It's really quiet out. I just want to show you the glassy water in the Willamette. This is from the Portland Spirit Landing in downtown. There's the Tilcomb Crossing, of course, the south waterfront. The temperatures outside are chilly depending on where you're at. It's 31 in Hillsborough, Scout Boost, 30 in Battleground, 44 though in downtown where Portland was just live. Thomas was just live for us in Portland. 34 down in Oregon City. Wilsonville is sharing that, and it's been freezing down in Salem again this morning where it's currently 30 degrees. Calvin with the bow tie there is our beautiful cat this morning. Pet of the day at kgw.com. Send us the photo to that email. We'll feature your pet on our show. All right, weather map for today. Another dry one. Could be a 60-degree temperature at the coast and in the valley. Yesterday, most of the valley stayed in the upper 50s. About the same in Bend today, 58. We have low clouds from Redmond up into the Dalles and back into Pendleton over to Hood River. This area only in the 40s again. That pattern of east winds in the gorge and the low cloud lockdown, that breaks as rain comes in the next couple of days. There's Portland's rainy weekend. 53 tomorrow, 50 on Sunday. Scattered showers to start next week. And here is Chris McGinnis.
We pick it up with the drive over on the west side. Some earlier trouble on the Sunset westbound out near Murray Boulevard. Looks like that's been cleared to the shoulder here, but the drive's still running a little thick. I'll give you the perspective here from Cedar Hills Boulevard, and you can see again, westbound running a little busy there. Meanwhile, the eastbound commute tapping the brakes a bit coming down the hill into the Vista Ridge Tunnel, but not bad. 20 minutes, get you in from Brookwood Parkway. Hey, heads up if you're heading to and from the Washington coast this weekend. SR4 down one alternating lane just west of the Stella area through 1 o'clock today and tomorrow as WashDOT does some road work. They'll be using a pilot car to chauffeur or guide traffic through the area. Guys, back to you.
Chris, thank you.
Healthier Together, sponsored by Regents Blue Cross Blue Shield of Oregon.
All right, so if you didn't know, today is National Wear Red Day, a day to bring cardiovascular disease awareness.
And cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer for women, killing more than all forms of cancer combined. In today's Healthier Together, we spoke to Dr. Tracy Muday, who says in the last 3 decades, they've seen more than a doubling in maternal pregnancy-related deaths, and the top cause, cardiovascular disease, 2 conditions that contribute to its diabetes and high blood pressure.
The pregnancy can make those conditions harder to control. But women who don't have high blood pressure or don't have diabetes sometimes can show those conditions during pregnancy.
So she says both conditions damage blood vessels, heightening the risk of heart and vascular problems, which is why Dr. Muday says it's especially important to get regular checkups during pregnancy.
And President Trump, meanwhile, is unveiling a new effort to lower prescription drug costs. The White House launched a new website called Trump RX, which the administration says will help Americans find lower-priced medications. The effort builds on deals with drug companies that have agreed to lower prices on some medications, including weight loss drugs. So the biggest sporting event of the year is officially just 2 days away. We're not talking about the Olympics, yet we're talking about the Super Bowl. Coming up in 2 minutes, we have a preview live from California. Don't go anywhere. Sunrise continues right after this.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stay informed, prepared, and connected with KGW and KGW Plus. Coverage that alerts you to what's coming and how it will impact you. Watch extended weather coverage on KGW Plus. The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust. Track how the weather will impact your day. Breaking news live from the scene. All the local news you need. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yes.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW+.
We are just 2 days out from Super Bowl 60, where the Seahawks will take on the Patriots at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California.
Drew Andre with our sister station Seattle has been covering all things Super Bowl for us all week. So Drew, how are the Seahawks feeling now that we are in the home stretch?
Well, head coach Mike Macdonald said that he's been telling his team all week to stay loose, but to stay focused. He believes so far they have managed to do that. Today is actually going to be their last practice before the Super Bowl on Sunday. We are here in beautiful San Francisco. You see the Golden Gate Bridge in the background. Well, last night, the main attraction was in San Francisco, the NFL honors. Macdonald was actually up for Coach of the Year. He didn't end up winning that. Instead, it went to the Patriots head coach, Mike Vrabel. But the Seahawks did get one very big win, and it was for NFL Offensive Player of the Year. That was given to Jackson Smith-Njigba, the star receiver for the Seattle Seahawks. And one of his fellow receivers on the Seahawks, Cooper Kupp, he won that same award back in 2021 for the Los Angeles Rams. They then went on to win the Super Bowl too. Okay, I have a big update for you when it comes to Sunday. We told you yesterday morning about that Nick Emanwori, this Seahawks safety. He injured his ankle during practice on Wednesday. It is still being considered an ankle sprain, but both head coach Mike Macdonald and Emanwori himself said he's feeling pretty good.
Kind of caught me off guard a little bit, like nobody really wants to get hurt or banged up during the Super Bowl week or any week at that. So it just kind of caught me off guard. Just a little scared, but Imogen came back and Doc spoke, and we got a good plan to go for Sunday. So I'll be fine. I'll be good.
All right, so everyone wants to give their prediction on what's going to happen during the Super Bowl, of course. I think the Seahawks are going to win, but so does Vegas. Right now, the Seahawks are the favorite by 4.5 points. And that is an even wider margin than the NFC Championship against the Rams. So that says something there between this Seahawks-Patriots matchup. One more thing I want to tell you about before I go here. Obviously, we have the Golden Gate Bridge here in the background. There are going to be a ton of Seahawk fans that are going to be gathering around this area tomorrow at noon. And then there is going to be a plane flyover with a massive 12s flag behind it so everyone in this area can see. Send it back to you.
Love to just put it in their face.
That's right.
Drew Andre reporting live for us. Thank you.
Seahawks fans certainly know how to celebrate their team, and if you can't get enough of the Seahawks, or maybe if you're a Patriots fan too, there are a few of you out there. Don't forget to check out our countdown to kickoff special every night at 8 o'clock in the lead up to the game. That's for free only on our streaming app KGW+. Then you can watch the big game at 3:30 in the afternoon on Sunday right here on KGW.
Okay, so you boys walk into a Super Bowl party. It has everything, the entire spread. What do you go to first?
Buffalo chicken dip.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, me too.
I'm going to go dip too, but I'm going to go artichoke heart.
Okay.
Yeah, the artichoke spinach dip. Yeah.
I'm going beeline for the Buffalo.
Me too.
Yeah.
So it'd be a good weekend to just stay inside and watch the Olympics and Super Bowl.
And let me give you some really important advice as I walk over the weather wall.
Okay.
You guys listening? So if you are a Costco member, if you shop at Costco, this is true. I'm guessing tomorrow, because I've experienced this, they will have the most samples they have of the entire year. Their samples are crazy. If it's a first date, this is a good opportunity. Take your date to Costco, spend the day doing samples.
If she doesn't love that, she's not the one.
Yeah, that's exactly correct, Matthew. All right, weather systems are offshore. The low cloud lockdown, you see that? The low cloud's still extending today. Hood River, Redmond, the Dow's out in the Pendleton. Futurecast starts to break that. I don't know. Maybe you clear, but I think there's a good chance you don't. We have the sun, and then we have cloudiness arriving at the coast later today as things start to change. But today, for most of us, more chances to get up to about 60 for a high. Here's the weekend. And understand, this is not scattered. Notice how this is solid coverage of green. Rain starts tomorrow morning. Periods of steady rain. It could literally be raining all of tomorrow afternoon. Then we get a break in between systems, scattered showers tomorrow night. But then Sunday morning, here we are, the rain is back, and I think it's raining much of the day Sunday. In fact, this kind of shows the cloud, the thicker rain near I-5 off to the east, but this could be backfilled more than what this is showing. So to me, just expect it to be raining more than not both days. And the weather models certainly putting out some hefty amounts, showing about 1 inch of rain in Portland over the weekend, maybe more in parts of the Willamette Valley, and well over 1 inch of rain expected at the coast. And widespread moisture. Madras almost 1/2 inch, Pendleton more than 1/2 inch, LeGrand 4/10 inch of rain. Here's the pretty rising sun from the Chehalem Tasting Room out in Sherwood. Again, today, the last one of these sunny, dry days, 33 out there in Sherwood. So like we have been seeing, we have frosty starts and we have 40s out on the east side where the east winds are still blowing out of the gorge. The Dalles is above freezing and cloudy, 42. 25 this morning over in Bend. All right, so at the beach, still expecting some areas to get up to 60, clouding up later today, not much wind. The gorge is that different world. You're on I-84. By the time you roll into the Hood River Valley, before that, you actually hit low clouds. Hood River only about 47 under those low clouds today. East winds in the west end, 20 to as much as 45 miles per hour, especially as you get up in elevation a little bit. Here's Salem, 59 degrees, which was the temperature Portland reached yesterday. Remember, yesterday's record was 58, so we set a record yesterday. Today, 57. The rainy weekend, the scattered showers to start next week. Here is Chris McGinnis.
Found some new trouble down in Marion County. Let's take you there. I-5 down around Salem here, northbound I-5, just north of Highway 22. ODOT reporting a disabled vehicle. One lane blocked, and so there's some local slowing getting around that. You'll need a few extra minutes to get northbound out of Salem. Once you do, the rest of the drive's in pretty good shape coming up from Wilsonville. Over on the west side, we had an issue out near Murray Boulevard, westbound on Highway 26. You can see that is now cleared, but traffic is still a little chunky, a little thick both directions there. Outside of that, we're off to a pretty good start on this Friday morning. We'll be right back.
The KGW Plus TV app, streaming 24/7. Local news from the team you trust on your time. Track how the weather will impact your day.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
Extended, continuous coverage of breaking news live from the scene.
That snowpack is still heavy.
Go deeper with in-depth interviews and exclusive reporting. All the local news you need, live or on demand. KGW Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
We have now issued a weather impact alert.
We could expect conditions in some parts of our area to change drastically pretty soon, right?
And very quickly, yeah.
This is significant rainfall coming our way.
You'll definitely want to be extra cautious.
Certainly becoming increasingly hazardous.
We've got the potential for some tree limbs or even trees or power lines to come down.
Of course, when you hear thunder, it's always best to take cover.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on KGW Plus.
In our final installment of our 10 to Watch series this morning, we're highlighting one woman who's about to make Olympic history.
When she takes the ice in Italy, Layla Edwards will become the first black woman to compete for Team USA's women's hockey at the Olympics. David Greenberg has her story.
Long before she was a 6'1" U.S. women's Olympic hockey player,
to be an Olympian is crazy just to even say out loud.
Layla Edwards was a little girl learning how to figure skate.
There's a lot of people that I owe to give my best to every day and make them proud. Can we do some from this side? Yeah. My dad always had a plan, so he started me in figure skating because he knew that the transition to hockey would be easier that way. I wasn't big on the figure skating outfits anyway, So that worked out for me. I didn't like the tutus and the one pieces, the leotards wasn't my thing. I was more of a tomboy.
As her love of hockey blossomed, so did her skills on the ice.
I first realized how special Layla was when she was like 7 and she was making adult moves, zooming through people. And then she started like scoring all these goals and she was just like ahead of the group.
Those skills weren't the only thing that stood out.
Walking into a rink and saying the basketball court's that way, having experience with microaggressions taught me lessons, had me grow thicker skin in a predominantly white sport.
All right. Those experiences only fueling her determination. Now, she's set to make history.
This is incredible. Like, I have the opportunity to be a role model to many young athletes, especially hockey players of color. Given this opportunity, I'm gonna embrace it.
Shoot it. Her life in hockey has taken her from her hometown,
one of Cleveland Heights' own, and University of Wisconsin hockey forward Layla Edwards,
to Madison, Wisconsin, winning 2 national championships in 3 years with the Badgers.
I mean, the feeling of winning was probably the best moment I've ever felt because you got to do it among some of your best friends and for me, among my sister.
And countless other countries across the globe.
I was approached by a mom with her 2 kids of color. She was so grateful to have met me and to have her kids watch me so that they can see people that look like them playing hockey.
Oh, through the cone! From that little girl to the cusp of Olympic glory.
Wearing the sweater with USA on the front is one of the greatest honors.
She's dreamt of this moment.
When I'm laying in bed at night and can't sleep, I picture those rings and to have the gold medal around your neck standing on the podium. It's reachable now. Woo.
KGW Sunrise continues live on KGW Plus with the potential for an incredible comeback for legendary alpine skier Lindsey Vonn.
Hear from an expert on the limits of athletic performance as Vonn attempts to bring home another gold with a ruptured ACL. That's coming up.